Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays the Binding of Isaac. We're gonna random as always. Who have we had recently? Samson, Blue Baby, Maggie. Please, none of those three. Oh, thank you, based random number generator Jesus, for giving us the ability to have a reroll right off the bat. It's been a little while, maybe 5 or 6 episodes. So not like crazy long, but 5 or 6 episodes since I was able to random Isaac play as the D6 wielding character who is by far my favorite in the game. Let's see what we get here. Very interesting assortment of possibilities for us right off the bat here. Full health is actually kind of awesome. Telepills, actually kind of bad in that situation because now I have to walk back into the curse room. But what I will do is I'll be able to access the secret room just by taking a little bit of red heart damage, but then I'll be able to pick up the spirit hearts on my way back and not really encounter that much of a problem at all. So I think that definitely worked out okay for us, especially if the secret room ends up having some value in it. But anyway, I'm hoping to have some fun with Isaac this time. We've had some very good runs recently, and kind of like the month-long pretty solid form has continued, which I'm very happy about. I'm gonna stick with Brother Bobby. I know Brother Bobby is not the best item in the game, but considering we're on the first floor, and, you know, the damage is nice to have a little, you know, a nice little buddy beside me to help stave off the loneliness and also kill some spiders, maybe. It's nice, and I don't want to re-roll it, get an active item, and then just end up taking nothing. So, although it's kind of the boring decision, it's also, I think, a fairly smart decision to do at this point. So, what I was thinking here is that we, you know, do things this way, and then we come out, and then we get the spirit hearts so that we lose less spirit hearts on our way. Hopefully that makes sense. And I could use a bomb to get more red hearts up there in the second secret room, but I doubt that it will be necessary. Man, I've been playing Nuclear Throne, and now, aka Wasteland Kings, the new roguelike from Vlambeer. And it seems like Isaac is way, way slower. And I don't mean that as a negative thing. I just mean like those games have very different kind of designs for speed. Like in Nuclear Throne, everything moves very, very quickly. In Isaac, I feel like it's almost moving in slow motion right now. And of course, I said that as soon as I got hit by one of the easiest bosses in the game 3 times. So it turns out that I'm actually just trash and never listen to anything that I say. The 8-ball is okay because it gives us the tarot card, but I'd rather re-roll it and... Sure, you know, is this better? I mean, we get a Tears upgrade from Squeezy, and it's not a Rate of Fire upgrade, because the 8-ball is the Rate of Fire upgrade, I believe. So that's better. I think I would rather have a Tears upgrade than just a increased Rate of Fire or shots. Oh, sorry, what I mean is a shot speed upgrade. I believe that the 8-ball is a shot speed upgrade. So for us to be able to get, instead of that, a Tears upgrade is better, because it increases our Rate of Fire. But the Tarot card might be better than the 2 Spirit Hearts, but it's probably fairly unlikely. So what I'm doing here is just playing the fuck out of this blood bank, and I realize this is putting us in kind of a harrowing situation. Sorry, an IV bag that time. It put us in kind of a harrowing situation, but it also put us above 15 cents, which is important. Now, will I be able to re-roll the IV bag? It's looking like that's going to be a pretty good target, and the reasoning that I have for that is, of course, one is that we're low on keys, so we might not even be able to go to the item room. Since we have 17 cents and there's no chance for greed to show up, I will definitely prioritize the shop first. And also, you know, whatever's in the shop could be good right off the bat, but it's not. It's actually, like, absolutely horrible. So instead, we'll spend, 5 cents, and we'll get a key, and we'll come down here and see what we've got in here. That's the tarot card. So I've got 3 re-rollable targets right now. 2 of hearts is actually quite nice. In fact, I can get a ton of value out of this and get enough money, to compensate for this, 3-cent red heart for sure. Because now I can just 2 of hearts, and then play the shit out of the IV bag again. What do we re-roll here? I think at this point, it's all about, like, what the rotation is, right? Like, what items can possibly be where. So, first off, let's just play the fuck out of this so we get a ton of money. And, that's gonna give us a shitload of money. We're gonna be at, like, 30-ish cents. What do we reroll? Well, I think, honestly, if we look at the reroll potential for the shop, compass, map, ladder, Book of Revelations, blue candle, notched axe. There's potential there. If we look at the item room, there's also potential there. It's a very tough call, and I believe that the at this point, the blood bank will have the same rotation as the IV bag will have the same rotation as the item room. So I'm actually gonna go with the item room, and we got Able out of that, which is something. It's not great, obviously, but I'll take it. And then next we'll probably prioritize the shop just on the off chance that we end up picking up a compass or something. My guess is that a lot of people out there will probably do this differently, but we did kind of get hit with a spell of bad luck where We had 3 item rooms, or 3 items available that we didn't really want, and unfortunately we're only going to have room in our, collection of rerolls here, or capability of rerolls here for 2, maybe. Telepills, interesting, but not right now. That's really unfortunate. I'm going to pop it open just to see if we get something amazing. We didn't. I'm going to look in our secret room, because we have a lot of bombs. Whatever, it's shitty, because we're not going to get another reroll at this point. I really thought we would, but that last, room that we went to didn't have anything special in it. So why don't we teleport, see if that gives us anything. It teleports us directly to the boss, which is kind of to be expected, I suppose. So, Abel as our take-home from this floor is not probably ideal. That I got very lucky with my bomb there, that it did actually still catch Duke of Flies in range. So, sometimes who dares loses, and this might be a good example of that. The real problem is that we're not going to be able to reroll this deal with the devil, but we'll take Spirit of the Night anyway. Spirit of the Night, obviously a great item. And we'll take the coin purse as well, because there's nothing else we can do about it. So we know 3 of those are telepills. One of them is Tears Down. That sucks. Dare we teleport 3 times? Like, is there any... I guess maybe we should teleport twice and then save 1 teleport for the next floor, because we've already been to, like, the secret room and the item room on this floor, so... we might as well play this one more time, right? Like, if I had Nun's Habit, I could have played it twice there, actually. If I had Nun's Habit, I could have made something amazing happen with the amount of rerolls we would have had, but I don't have Nun's Habit, so this is where we stand. And I'm going to play these... Oh, I got hit by the fly. I'm going to play these again, and this is entirely in the hopes that I can at least earn some keys to use on the next floor, because that's very important for us to be able to go to the actual, item rooms and shops in the future. Otherwise, what's the point of having 33 cents? So, we will play this for kind of a little while here, and hopefully this will turn out. I'm not feeling fantastic about this run, but it is important to note that as long as this run has taken so far, we're still only on the basement part 2, so there's still lots of time for things to go better. Spirit of the Night is a huge upgrade for us, of course. It sucks that we haven't gotten any HP upgrades to compensate for what I've spent, but, no big deal for now. I'm probably not at a huge risk of dying yet, although that could change. The fact that I'm not winning at all here, except for, the occasional penny, is very, very frustrating. There we go, there's 2 pennies. And why don't we play until we get down to 20 cents? That's a key plus an item from the next shop. I thought that was pretty fly. And, okay, so we're good to go now. That was a very smart decision, I think, to actually go through with the secondary gambling there. We spent 13 cents to get 2 keys, but, that's better than having 33 cents and 0 keys, and thus not being able to spend your money in the first place. So, we probably had some wasted potential on this floor. But, I am nothing if not my own player when it comes to the Binding of Isaac, so you might have made a different decision, and that's A-okay. So, we're lucky enough to find our shop right off the bat here, and we will have a reroll available. That's kind of an ideal situation. We really need health. I should just hang out over these rocks a little bit. We really need health, and we really need damage. And I wouldn't scoff at a speed upgrade either, but, we've got plenty of opportunities to get those. People are probably screaming at me, like, don't use the key to get into the shop. Just use telepills instead. Well, I'm not going to do that, and the reason I'm not going to do that is because if telepills takes us to the I Am Air room, which I think it can, then I would end up missing the item room and the shop and the boss room item on this floor, which could potentially have catastrophic effects. So I think it's a much smarter idea to instead... Oh, I didn't see that spider. Okay, we're good. It could have catastrophic effects, so I think it's much better to just, do your due diligence first and then telepills when you're done with the floor, just so you don't end up accidentally fucking yourself up. So I didn't really mention this, but I did buy the Steam sale back there. It's a good pickup, I think, when you're still fairly early on in the game. Not the best, obviously. We could have rerolled and maybe gotten Blue Candle or something like that, but then we would have had to get rid of our D6, which is an item that I cherish, not just for its properties to make the game better, or make your run better, but also for the ability that it has to make your run more interesting. So I really like keeping the D6 whenever possible. Unfortunately, if we are faced with the choice of whether to take the D6 or the Blue Candle, I'd almost have to go with the Blue Candle just to up our damage at this point. But, Catacombs Part 1... We don't necessarily need to be a world beater at this point to still survive, but I am taking a lot of damage, mostly because, A, terrible dodging, but B, I've kind of got this internalization that I'm doing more damage than I am, which is obviously untrue. As you can see, it is taking me fucking forever to kill basically any enemy we come across. So, low damage and low health is a pretty dangerous combination in Isaac. We need to bump up one of those. Hopefully we will come across our boss room or our item room soon, and I will be able to use this reroll if necessary. Otherwise, if item room and boss room are right next to one another, I'm not gonna say we have problems, but it lowers our our outs, to put it in kind of like a poker sense, because we need to get lucky with our first item from each of them, or at least from one of them. Otherwise, we out there. Well, you know, this is actually not necessarily the end of the world, because we come on, someone shoot a bomb at me when I'm close to that tinted rock, please. Because we still have plenty of time to get another reroll, maybe. So there we go. That's a golden chest, which is like the worst possible outcome there. In order to maximize our rerolls, it may be smart to go to the item room first, and it's Whore of Babylon. Okay, well, this is a weird one then. Let's go fight our boss and we'll see. And we're fighting the Fallen, so this is a very big moment of truth. There's no question about that. If we can manage to beat the Fallen, it's a better reroll target than Whore of Babylon. Whore of Babylon might be like kind of a contingency plan, like it might be situational. We might never get to use it, but maybe we will if we get a lot of health and then manage to get like a sweet Guppy's Paw or something like that. Then you have, oh, that was bad. Then you have permanent Polaroid invincibility and Whore of Babylon, and you know, you're basically set, right? So, oh, this is very scary. I am just barely faster than the Fallen at max speed. Now, so I think like this is a big moment for our run, where things are either going to shake out very nicely for us, or this could be the end of this run as we know it. Guppy's Paw, okay. So the way that we do this is we take Guppy's Paw, and unfortunately I'm going to go balls out, and we're going to leave the D6 back there. And I'm going to take Whore of Babylon with me. So it sucks that we're leaving the D6, but I'm leaving it in the interest of also being crazy myself. And we're going to take Whore of Babylon with us, because this is going to give us some extra damage. I have to take Guppy's Paw with me instead of the D6, because if we get more HP upgrades, then I need to convert them to Spirit Hearts. And the only way we are going to win this run is if we get more HP upgrades. So it was really kind of a no-brainer at this point. Now, I know there's a certain contingent of people out there who are going to look at this run in its current state and say, this is a one run. Those people are goddamn nuts. This is a, it's a very, very tricky situation to be in, to put it politely. You know, if I continue taking the awful damage that I've been taking so far, and I continue to not have the RNG on my side, and I never get HP upgrades, life's going to be real tough for me. So this is, as mentioned, you know, earlier, this is definitely the floor where things are going to be defined for the remainder of the run. Have they been defined in a positive or negative way? That is, to a certain extent, up to the quality of my play as well as the random number generator. So, there's so many golden chests, I'm tempted to pop them open. The other benefit, of course, of getting Guppy's Paw, which I have not mentioned because it's probably unlikely to happen, but if I manage to get a Guppy's head and a Guppy's tail somehow, then we will become Guppy, and we're already flying, but this will give us the ability to kind of spawn our own flies, which is very nice, actually. We can now open one... Oh, why dodge right into it? We can open one golden chest, and if you're gonna open one golden chest, it probably makes sense, even though it is a little bit high risk relative to the other ones, to open the golden chest in the mob trap room. You'll have to fight enemies, but there also has the potential for another consumable drop afterwards. So we picked up a reasonable sum of money as well as a bomb there. It's not the best payout, and we already have Steam sales, so it's not like being closer to 15 cents is crazy valuable. But this does put us at a threshold where we can... Oh, that's really terrible as well. I can't afford to be taking damage like that against enemies like this. But it does put us at a point as well where I can buy 2 items that are half price. Are we going to have the opportunity to do that? That's something that remains to be seen. We may run into 2 greeds for the remainder of the game. So we can finally telepills, I think. This took us back to the shop. And you know what? For 3 cents, why don't we buy another key, and we'll use this to open up another golden chest. And in the meantime, I think there's also probably only one location for the secret room, so let's give this a try. That is indeed it, and we get a nice little chunk of money there. So I'm happy with the way that things have gone on this floor, if only for the reason that now this game looks really silly, and it looks really unique. Like, I'm almost having, it looks like an Eve and Blue Baby kind of cross-up run here. Let's open this golden chest. HP upgrade? No. 2 bombs for a key. Not the best trade right now, but that's fine. And we'll leave. And things are looking weird. But the potential upside to this, I think, is pretty good. If we end up getting a number of HP upgrades, good pills, for example, if we, like a luck foot plus safety cap might be an awesome combination or something, then life's good. Of course, now we get extra benefit, I think, out of the Spirit Hearts as well. We haven't really encountered too many of those so far, but obviously now, the more that we get, the better life is. Actually, we've got kind of a lot of Spirit Hearts so far. 2 from that first Curse Room extravaganza that we went on. 2 from Squeezy on the first floor, and then 1 there, and I think there was 1 from another boss that we fought. Anyway, neither here nor there. without a D6, kind of the pressure's off with respect to re-rolling. I had a feeling we'd find Greed at some point. In all likelihood, he will simply drop money because we have already purchased the Steam sale for ourselves. And that's fine. We'll have 2 shops remaining to hopefully make good use of that money. Maybe buying Spirit Hearts. And at some point, obviously, I do want to replace Guppy's Paw. What do I replace it with? Something that generates Spirit Hearts. Hopefully, Monster Manuel is one of the worst item rooms we could possibly come across. We have Demon Baby for a room. It's nice that they're giving me these shitty items when I desperately need them now. This would have been a great floor for the D6 so far. Well, just because of Monster Manuel. Anytime you run into Monster Manuel or Telepathy for Dummies, it's a great floor for the D6. But I kind of felt like I was backed into a corner and I needed to make some kind of a grand statement in order to have a chance of success here. And it's not looking great right now, but it is the kind of thing where 1 or 2 items, like a Relic or the Miter, for example, or Book of Revelation. Well, Book of Revelation is kind of a trickier choice right now because we still want to hold on to Guppy's Paw, but it could turn around is what I'm getting at. HP upgrade in this. Jesus Juice, actually, that's pretty good too. It says range plus tears upgrade, but we all know that that is a lie. And it is actually an increase with respect to our damage, which is good, and I will never complain about not getting, or I'll never complain about getting a damage upgrade, even if I did probably prefer an HP upgrade, because damage upgrades are often kind of the rarest attribute upgrades that you can come across over the course of the game. So I'm content to take this damage upgrade. Whether it's worth that much is, I guess, debatable. 0.5 damage increase is not substantial, but it's something we can use. It's no Max's head, I guess, unless I've just put my foot in my mouth and those are functionally exactly the same. And all we've really got remaining here is our boss room on this floor, which is unfortunate because, you know, Catacombs, very difficult floor. To not get crazy positive compensation out of it is always disappointing. And this is a tricky room as well, but luckily, you know, we are compensated by finding the secret room without actually wasting any of our own bombs. So our chances ooh, please be good. Adequate. And Book of Belial is like one of those items where I was like, oh, could you just show up later? Alright, well, here's what I'm gonna do. I will, for 1 bomb, I can use Book of Belial on the boss room, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. And unfortunately, it turns out that it's probably not gonna make that much of a difference, and I'm probably gonna need to spend some more bombs in order to get through this. Hey, come back here! That was really bad of me. Oh my god, I'm wasting so many bombs. Luckily, I have a decent amount, but still, this is a tricky boss to fight. Mostly because unless you have piercing shots or a mom's knife or something, obviously, you find yourself in kind of a harrowing situation. Now, big no-no here. Do not accidentally use all of your bombs, because you need 1 to get Guppy's Paw back, and that is something you need to have if you want to have any chance of success right now. It's the whole reason you didn't take D6 with you, which would have been amazing on this floor. So I'm doubling down on this kind of bold strategy, mostly because Whore of Babylon showed up. Okay, so this is interesting. Hopefully there's a 1-heart mom's knife in here. Oof, 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 oof. The reason this is such a tricky decision is because I could become Guppy, but remember that I'm already flying, so Guppy would just give me the ability to create flies, which is still really useful, but I don't think it's worth it. I think I'm just going to take the 3 Spirit Hearts instead. Interesting. And in most situations like this, I would hold on to the HP because it's nice to get that HP and be able to possibly trade it in for deals with the devil later. But in this situation, I think it's better for me to go into the Whore of Babylon state. Now, I could do this, I could approximate this just by getting a deal with, or sorry, not a deal with the devil, but a blood bank. But I was just about to say you can't rely on a blood bank showing up. Thanks, game, for making me put my foot in my mouth again. This pill is bombs are key. Kind of like it. This is full health, which is not anything for us now that we're rolling permanently on Spirit Hearts. The weird run continues here. I haven't had runs this weird since I had tried the Big Crunch combo at KFC. Joke doesn't make sense to a lot of you. Apparently, the Big Crunch combo is a Canadian thing. Who knows? They used to give it out on Video and Arcade Top 10. It was like proto esports where like kids would compete to see who was the best at Ken Griffey Jr. baseball on the Super Nintendo. And if you won, you got to stick your hand in a garbage bag and like pull out a ping pong ball, and there would be a number on the ping pong ball that would be associated with a prize on the board. Like kids would reach in, and I swear to God, like 80% of the kids, they'd be like, "This prize is like a bike and like a video game console." But 80% of the kids go in with hope in their hearts and then pull out a coupon for a KFC sandwich. You're just like, really? Like, this must be the most low-budget show of all time. Like, It's literally 80% of your participants get a prize that's worth $5 for coming on your television show and allowing it to air and succeed. Nicholas Pickles, I am on to your riffraff here. Real name, apparently, also. Anyway, we are going to continue to malign the fact that the universe hates us, and we continue to get the most difficult of the alternate floors possible. The good news is we can fly, but we really need to pick up something incredible on this floor or the next floor, or life is going to smack us in the face pretty quickly. I'm going to caffeinate here. Now, more money is probably not useful, but maybe we get a Renegade Judgment or something like that that we can get some extra value out of. For now, we kind of have zero tolerance for bad item rooms. I don't mean zero tolerance in like the school principal sense, like we have zero tolerance for swearing. I mean zero tolerance in that our run has no tolerance for it, because if we don't, you know, if we end up being faced with that, we don't have much margin for survivability. So we're gonna hope that we don't have to deal with that. Scary room, but also potentially easy room. I can't believe A, Greed didn't die, B, I got hit by Greed, and C, well, I guess that's about it, but I seriously can't believe Greed didn't die there. We will go through this room, just because you never know what you get out of this. Bomb seems to be the consumable du jour. What's that? That's the consumable of the day. That sounds delicious, I'll have that. We are going to continue this, and I don't even know what I want. I don't want keys. At this point, I just want, like, consumable heart drop. Not consumable, sorry. Spirit heart consumable drops. And I'm ideally to not dodge into hoppers, who are, like, the easiest enemy we could face at this point would be nice. And, you know, secondary, ideally, it would be beautiful for us to not have to deal with Necropolis and Catacombs anymore. Like, if the next floor could be the depths, I would be okay with that. Apart from that, staggering amounts of HP upgrades would, of course, make me a very happy man. We will, if we survive past the mom fight, which is a little bit debatable at this point, but we can probably be reasonably confident. But if we survive past that mom fight, we will have permanent Polaroid invincibility. That's a huge benefit. But for all the shops we've gone to, yeah, sure, Lucky Toe. For all the shops that we've gone to, we don't really have that many advantages. That we don't have a map, we don't have a compass, we don't have mom's purse. These are items that you typically get in shops, you know. If not those, 9-volt battery nun's habit. No, none of those have showed up so far. Instead, we've had Greed and Portable Slot, which I was unable to get enough rerolls to kind of change. And we did pick up something else. I forget what it was, though. It's probably of the utmost importance now that I've forgotten about it. Was it? It wasn't the... It might have been the coin. No, it wasn't the coin purse. I can't remember at this point. Anyway, clearly I have a lot of invested stake in this run. Invested stake. Not our secret room. Took a risk on it anyway, just in case. Just in chance, what I was gonna say. Just in chance sounds like the name of, like, a superhero that, what the heck was the kid who played Malcolm on Malcolm in the Middle called? Freddie Muniz, right? Frankie Muniz. Lucky Chance, or Justin Chance sounds like a superhero that Frankie Muniz could have played when he was, like, 13, and it would have made $13 million at the box office, which is not that much, I suppose, but it would have been a success for all involved on the level of an Agent Cody Banks or something. Yeah, sure, we'll get extra money, and we'll pick up our key as well, because that's just an obvious thing. Book of Shadows. So we continue to basically run into items that are reasonably useful, except for Monster Manuel. Reasonably useful, but not reasonably useful for us, because Guppy's Paw has kind of hamstrung us here. So, you don't hear me admit this all the time, but I do think at this point I would probably acquiesce and admit that going for this Guppy's Paw Whore of Babylon slingshot maneuver here was a mistake. Full health, and it doesn't really work for us. At this point, given the items that I've seen and the number of rerolls that we would have had the potential to capitalize on, I definitely... Oh, that was perfect timing on that shot from him. I definitely feel like we would have gotten more value out of that D6. But, you know, you win some, you lose some. If we'd picked up some good damage items, you would be praising me right now for having a... Well, some of you would... It sounds like I'm getting a big ego, which I don't want to convey, even if it is true. But, some of you would be saying, like, wow, that was a really smart decision to take Whore of Babylon there. Like, it required some bravery, and you never know if that's going to work out or completely fall flat in its face. Yeah, but, you know, it's completely falling flat in its face right now. But that doesn't mean it's an objectively bad decision. It was just bad in this situation. It may be objectively bad. We just don't have the necessary data to confirm nor deny that right now. And, you know, we've been at the whim of the random number generator so far. There's no question about that. We might as well fight our boss right away. It's gonna be war. This is kind of what I mean, is like getting a cube of meat on the Necropolis floor when we'll maximum have the opportunity to get a second level cube of meat is like, yeah, not the greatest RNG, right? Now, the good news is we are fighting war with Spirit of the Night, which is as close as you can come to an automatic victory, assuming you don't get hit a ton during the kind of opening stages. You just want to make sure that some of these rocks survive, and then you can just kind of hang out over these, and war will be unable to hit you as long as you kind of place yourself accordingly. It's nice to get some extra assurance of it. Like, I still like to dodge, because sometimes he can kind of finagle his way in. But it's easy enough to do it this way anyway. So we'll get Cube of Meat and no deal with the devil, but a Spirit Heart drop, which is of the utmost importance. And since this may be the final shop, if we run into Greed or Super Greed on the next floor, I would absolutely love if we were able to pick up something. I don't know at this point, like, if Blue Candle shows up, do I take Blue Candle? I think I have to, just because the damage is so good. But then, after I take Blue Candle, I'm going to get, like, Luck Foot and 10 health upgrade pills, which would still be fine. I would have good damage and, also, Blue Candle, and also a lot of HP. That would be better than the situation we're in right now. Temperance, interesting. Ladder. That's the item. Again, this is like a perfect run set up for the D6, but not so much for what I have right now. Now, I could possibly go into that curse room, and with Book of Shadows, if I go back and pick that up, I could only take half a Spirit Heart for walking through it. I think that's honestly what I'm going to do. What's our other? That's a full health pill, which doesn't do anything for us, and this is a Tears Down pill. So we will take no damage on the way in, and we'll take no damage on the way out because we'll use Book of Shadows. So it actually won't even cost us half a Spirit Heart. And this is very much my Hail Mary at this point. Whether or not it works out for me, probably not. But if it does, well, happy day, right? Razor Blade. Well, we'll pick it up and put it back down, and then Book of Shadows out. All right. Well, at least we didn't lose anything for going in there. And we took Razor Blade out of the rotation, which is not actually that great because Razor Blade could potentially be very useful for us. But we'll take Guppy's Paw with us, and hopefully at some point we'll snag another 2 HP upgrades and be able to survive. Probably not, though, let's be honest. The good news is with this Temperance card, I can get an HP upgrade, play it once or twice, and then, on the Blood Bank, I should say. And then, maybe snag another HP upgrade, and then, you know, Bob's your uncle. We got 6 Spirit Hearts instead of 3. Don't want to hold out a lot of hope here, though. There's some good news. We did get to the depths this time instead of Necropolis, so somebody up there heard my impassioned pleas for mercy, and for once they have not fallen on deaf ears, which is nice. Oh, can't believe I still got hit there. Almost got hit again by the world's longest shot. And, you know, from a health standpoint, it's very bad long-term, but short-term it's not terrible. Like, this is theoretically enough health to get through the depths part 2 fairly easily. Spirit Heart plus extra damage is nice. Let me through! We're a little bit slower now. Ooh, and that's an interesting choice as well, but Infestation, so it's not Mulligan, but it's an okay item for us. Every time we get hit, we'll create some flies. At least it's a passive that I won't leave the floor saying, like, oh, well, that's another active that we can't do anything about. And now with Razor Blade, that might have actually been, like, a nice combination, but, you know, we can't really do too much about that now, can we? So I would really love to take out the Angel Fetuses first here, because they would make it much more difficult to dodge the zombies. And that pill is a new pill, which means it could be Balls of Steel, which is ideal at this point. Or actually, a health upgrade is technically better than Balls of Steel by 1 Spirit Heart. And I actually may not... it doesn't matter if I take it straight away. I was going to say may not take it straight away just so I can access this boss trap room. But anyway, this is an important kind of corridor for us here. That's actually Friends Till the End. We have seen it before. My bad. Boss trap room is HP upgrade. That's big. Whether or not we use Temperance straight away, we will use Temperance straight away, and then Guppy's Paw if we don't get anything from it. And that sounds like I'm giving myself a very limited chance of getting the Blood Bag, and that's true, but at the same time, I really want to make sure I'm constantly in the Whore of Babylon state. Maybe we'll wait to use Temperance until we're done with the shop, just in case there's some HP for sale in the shop, and then I'll at least be able to play the Blood Bank twice. Money is no object at this point, but being able to get the HP plus speed upgrade would be of enormous benefit. It's requiring... I like playing Isaac in a way that I don't normally play it. This is a little bit ballsier than I would typically play it, at least, you know, historically. I dodged right into that, but my orbital saved me. That's okay. Lucky me. Because it forces you to get out of your comfort zone a little bit, which I appreciate right now. Please, no greed. Oh, fuck you. Okay. So, we will kill greed. We're not in Whore of Babylon state anymore, I know, but I don't want to fuck around with temperance right now. I'd rather wait until this room's done, and sure, then we'll pop down temperance, and we'll play it once, and we'll get back to our horror. Oh, shit, son! It actually worked out for us. Okay, that's actually awesome. The speed upgrade is great as well. And now we can play the Whore of Babylon a little, or not Whore of Babylon, Demon Judgment a little bit, and maybe snag some beauty out of this. Probably not, but maybe. And now I'm like, well, maybe we don't want to, maybe we don't want to be in Whore of Babylon state right away. Maybe we want to make sure we get something out of this Demon Judgment and then put ourselves back into Whore of Babylon state. So let's just exist on our... Oh, there's another blood bank. That means... I'm not as interested in the blood bank as I am in the Demon Judgment, so that's where the red hearts are going to go. But I'm very interested in playing the slot machine and the fortune... Oh, no. In playing the slot machine and the fortune... the slot machine and the... three-headed man in order to possibly get more red hearts that I can use to play this Demon Judgment. And that's another one right there. And there's another one right there. So before we do anything, let's go back and we'll play Demon Judgment a couple of times just to see if we even need to gamble here. Oh, and that's Cancer, which is going to be nice for like one room, but it actually... Or one floor, but it might actually be better for us to take the Lucky Toe while we gamble. I don't know how that affects our slot machine output, but we're going to do this. Come on, give me some HP. I apologize, there might be some times here where I am quiet for a little bit. It's because I'm taking a sip of my coffee, and, you know, we're not really doing anything active at this point, so I can have one hand on my coffee and the other hand gambling in a casino. Again, as the Alanis Morissette song goes. Alright, that's really shitty that we got that half red heart there, and the slot machine blew up. I like having the half red heart, but the slot machine blowing up sucks. But we'll be able to come back here and play Demon Judgment, and Demon Judgment gave us Bob's Curse, which, in all honesty, is not great. But it's 5 extra bombs, and we got something out of it. So I'm still not going to enter the Whore of Babylon state, and the reason behind that is I'm going to, like, farm as much red health as possible, and we'll go back and play that blood bank another time, and we'll see if playing that blood bank is able to give us another blood bag, and if we get the blood bag, then that's 9 spirit hearts that we've essentially generated off of the one boss trap room that we came across. And that may not be able to save me from certain death, but it also might. So I'm swinging for the fences here. And even if I miss, I hope I land amongst the stars. Tears down, probably not the best thing we could hope for. Now, I have been to the shop, and I have been to the item room, I think. We'll see. I've definitely been to the shop because we fought Greed. I don't know about the item room, though. Did I get something of value out of the item room? Can't remember. We will get a Spirit Heart from Larry Jr. here. This is the best Larry Jr. fight, primarily for that reason. More keys, always nice as well. I don't really want to play this, but we might end up having to. I don't like fighting Chubb either, but as long as I can just kind of hang out on the rocks or near the rocks where Chubb spawns. Mom's Purse would have been so good for us, by the way, because obviously Whore of Babylon gives us a bunch of extra damage. We also have Small Rock and Jesus Juice, but then we would be able to hold this Cancer Trinket instead of taking the Polaroid. Oh, instead of exclusively taking the Polaroid, we'd have permanent Polaroid invincibility and crazy damage output, which would be beautiful. But unfortunately, no such luck. So we're back to full health. Why don't we then backtrack to this blood bank? I don't hold out a lot of hope that it'll pay out right away, but we'll take the Luck Toe with us, or Lucky Toe. I don't know if that impacts the rate of gambling actually working out for us, but if it does, that's cool. If it doesn't, well, you know, shit happens, right? Depths Part 2, we don't have too many more chances to make something amazing happen here, so if this happens, it's still RNG working out in our favor, but I'm proud of myself nonetheless if this ends up working out, so we'll see. And we could also, you know, of course, just play the bejesus out of this three-headed man as well, get some red hearts, and then be okay. He's probably going to pay out with Fly Love, and that's going to really minimize our chances, yeah. Okay, I'm going to blow this up, and we'll move on. Oh, well, alright. I'm going to blow this up. Please, flies, don't bother me. And we'll get a Spirit Heart out of it, which is nice, and then we'll Guppy's Paw back up to stay in our Whore of Babylon state. So, again, this might not be the best idea. It might be better to hold on to some HP in case there's a deal with the devil later, but maybe there's a 3-heart Mom's Knife deal. 3 Spirit Heart, I should say. The only way to know is to actually get there but we're not there yet. And we should be on our way to the boss room now. There can't be too much awaiting me. And, you know, like, it's again a situation where probably should gamble my ass off at this fortune teller to get more spirit hearts. Maybe I'll play it until I get down to 40 cents. Gambling is such a sore spot for me in this game, though, because I'm like, it doesn't really benefit me all that much, right? Okay, does this work? Like, if I do strength, Guppy's Paw? I think I tried that a couple times, but it doesn't work. I'll just lose those spirit hearts when I leave. We'll play this until we get down to 40 cents. Or until we... Let's play it until we get something better than Tears Down that we can hold on to. Or, you know, we could just leave. We're going to take Cancer with us for the mom fight, because why not? And we should be like 1 or 2 rooms away. Ideally, anyway. We've been here, and then we've been to the next room, and this was Chubb. I assume this is adjacent to the... No, actually, we've still got quite a ways to go here. Kind of surprising. Not that perturbing. I do believe that we'll be fairly easy when it comes to killing Mom here. Keep in mind, you know, we came to this floor. Oh, that totally worked, by the way. Also, there's a judgment here, which is beautiful, but we came to this floor with like 3.5 spirit hearts, and now we have like, well, at least more than 12. So this floor has turned out very nice for us. This judgment, whatever you pay out with at this point is basically gravy. HP would obviously be nice, but compass would be beautiful as well. I'm not going to worry too much about it. Just give me whatever you feel is right, and you know, I'll still be content with this floor. Obviously, the more consumables you give me before paying out, the better our chances will be over the course of this run. It's nice to have these bombs. Remember, I do have poison bombs now as well. Eventually, I would like to move on, though. So, he essentially gave us a 1-floor compass by way of the sun and the blue candle. Okay, we can't leave after we go into this fight. So, do we take blue candle or Guppy's Paw? We take blue candle. No question about it. Good payout from Judgment, and maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to make up for the fact that we got rid of that D6 and still come out on top of this run. Blue Candle is a huge damage bonus for us. Whether or not we'll be able to succeed now is basically entirely a product of the HP that we managed to pick up. Okay, so there's the 3 Spirit Hearts lost already. But I'm going to continue to roll with the Polaroid. I'm not going to take the HP up. And we're going to go down to the next floor. And we'll see how this works out for me. I've made some bold decisions here, and I stand by them right now. We'll see if I continue to have that sentiment as time goes on, but I'm proud of myself for having the guts to make some tough decisions. I could have just continued rolling with Guppy's Paw, but honestly, I think that would have been the coward's way out. Blue Candle is a little bit more high risk, high reward in this situation. And the only reason I'm even able to do this is because we picked up so much goddamn health on the last floor that I almost feel confident enough that I could just coast on it for the rest of the game. But of course, I am also hoping that we'll pick up some Spirit Hearts over the course of the game. If we don't, then it's going to be a real uphill battle. And if we make it to the chest, of course, we've got 4 items down there, but as you've seen in most of our runs where we've gotten to the chest recently, can't really rely on the chest giving you good items. Oftentimes, you know, the best you can hope for is Abel, which didn't we? Yeah, we already have Abel. I haven't talked about him, like, for half an hour here, but he still exists. Has he done anything good for us? Probably, but I haven't really noticed it. So the Sun card is something that I'm going to use as a world card, basically. So it's a little bit redundant. We could just have a world card instead, which would be fine. It would be basically exactly the same, except we would get the value out of the Necronomicon as well. But I'm going to use this on the Cathedral in all likelihood, as I am wont to do. And as a result, we will then be able to find Isaac quickly and move on. But first things first, Womb Part 1. I had a feeling we'd fight Conquest here, just because the game has a habit right now of kind of giving me items that I'm not necessarily thrilled with getting. And White Pony definitely fits the bill of items that are not necessarily super exciting for me to have right off the bat. There's been a couple of very good dodges that I've done against Conquest. I'm very pleased with myself for that. And we might be able to kill him before he shoots again. It's going to be close. Oh, I ended up getting hit indeed. But we don't want to take White Pony. That's basically a redundant item for us at this point. It does give us the Beams of Light from Heaven, but, you know, Blue Candle, 20 times better, even if we could only use it 1 time per room, which we, thankfully, are not subject to. So, obviously, I'm hoping we get an Attack Fly here. This is one of the easier rooms we could possibly come across. The only thing that could hurt me here, basically, is my own greed. Like, I want to kill enemies faster, so I kind of duck out from behind the rocks where I'm invulnerable, and now, all of a sudden, I get hit like an idiot. But Attack Fly would be awesome here. It doesn't seem like it's likely. There's no blue flies, or no blue envies, or... yeah, that is Envy. Sometimes I get Envy and Wrath confused. Maybe because the end of the movie 7, but I don't want to spoil that for you. I mean, I know it came out recently in 1995, so a lot of people still haven't seen it. A lot of people watching... Oh, yep, that was bad. A lot of people watching this were probably not even born when 7 came out, and that is weird to me, but I'll get over it, you know? It's gonna be weirder when I'm like 50 and I was like, you weren't even born when I got married, or something like that. I don't know. Is that what people over the age of, 50 think on a daily basis? They're like, fuck, man. My son was just living in my balls when you were born. I don't know, that was probably a strange tangent to go on. I feel like this run's going pretty okay right now. Obviously that live bomb doesn't interest me that much. I was hoping we'd get a secret tinted rock there. But I feel like this stage of the game is going really well. We're taking a little bit of damage, but not that much, all told. And it's mostly been due to my own mistake, which is actually reassuring because it means, like, sometimes you take damage and you're like, there's no way for me to avoid it. A good example is if you're really slow and you end up fighting against, like, 2 lusts. It's like good fucking luck. And that means there's, like, to be optimistic, there's basically nothing you can hope for except not running into those kinds of rooms. Whereas if it's my mistake that's getting me hurt here, that means, you know, if I just smarten up, hopefully I can avoid taking or making that same mistake in the future, and all is not lost, right? That's my thinking anyway. That's why I always look on the bright side of life. Now, this is a perfect situation for us. Lust will not be able to hit us. If I just stand still, I will be able to take out one of them, and then the other one in quick succession. 0 risk to myself. And we get a pill as well. We know what this is. If we don't, it's bombs are key. No, I like our kind of bomb and key ratio as it is right now. So that is yet another dead end found, and it looks like it's fairly obvious what direction the boss room has to be in at this point. That was one of the worst blue candle trajectories I've ever done, but we compensated for it by getting a multi-kill right after, and that very easily could have been extra damage that I did not want to take. The Magician, also pretty bad, so we'll just stick with the Sun card instead. That is the Curse Room, and with Polaroid Invincibility, I actually could make the Curse Room work reasonably well for me. So why don't we try it? We won't take damage on the way in. Actually, we don't get anything out of permanent Polaroid Invincibility either, but what is this pill? Friends till the end. Is it worth it? We're gonna lose a whole Spirit Heart for 6 flies. And not all those flies are even gonna leave with us. Yeah, 5 flies. Do we know what this is? Let's not check it in case it's a health upgrade. That's a scary situation. Alright, so that is the value that we got out of that Curse Room. But keep in mind, you know, Curse Rooms are high risk, high rewards. Sometimes you're gonna get Guppy's head and maybe have a better chance to become the cat. Sometimes you're gonna get Mom's Knife or Brimstone. Sometimes you're gonna get a Troll Bomb and nothing else really of value. This is another dead end. I actually can be hit on this room in contrast to the Lust Room entirely because of the bomb situation that we got going on here. That was not adequate damage. Like, but that's not damage that I can be proud of. That's even worse, actually. I should not be taking these hits against Sloth and Super Sloth, but I did, so now it's time to make up for it, hopefully. Maybe we'll get the Hierophant card from killing Sloth. We got a Tarot card, which is the norm. And it's Strength, and I don't have Guppy's Paw anymore, so I can't really make that work. Oh, this is the way to the boss room. I thought for sure this was going to be a dead end. So lucky me. Oh, this is a little scary, but there we go. Okay, Mom's Heart is probably one of the easiest fights that we're going to have over the next little bit, so I should enjoy it while it lasts. With, oh no. With Poison Bombs and Blue Candle, this should be, like, I should not take any damage for the rest of the fight. That much is obvious. I'm still doing okay on health, but I definitely need more Spirit Heart drops. Otherwise, like, I don't have the health necessary to tank Blue Baby and Isaac enough to actually kill them, which is kind of an irrevocable or irrecoverable position. That may or may not actually be a word. So it's up to the Cathedral, and on the Cathedral we will use the Sun card, probably on our second room, just to, you know, kill everything, ideally, but also see where everything is. And so we went the wrong way, but that's why I used the Sun card. If we went the right way, it would have saved us a room. By going the wrong way, it doesn't really incur that much of a penalty. In fact, it doesn't incur a penalty at all, because we killed the room instantly. In fact, it's even better because we maybe got a free consumable. I can't remember if we got a consumable from that room that we just did, though. So, ignore me, as you probably often do. So, the good thing about Daddy Longlegs is, with Blue Candle, it's It's actually fairly easy to still hit it, even when the legs are coming after you. Again, that's, you know, more damage I can't afford to take. We need to pick up more Spirit Hearts. Now, this is another, there's a lot of, like, gut calls that I made over the course of this run. That tarot card is scary, and too scary, basically. Too spooky October here. Would it have been better for me to stick with Guppy's Paw? I still think the answer to that question is no. If I could go back in time, and that was just terrible. If I could go back in time and, like, reverse engineer this run, or do it again knowing knowing what I know now, I would not have done the Whore of Babylon Guppy's Paw stuff on the third floor or fourth floor. Instead, I would have just stuck with the D6, and we would have had a lot of awesome reroll opportunities. I think that I made a mistake there. But I do think Blue Candle's damage is such that that still is a better choice than us. We would have only gotten, like, what, 3 extra Spirit Hearts by way of Guppy's Paw? That's not a huge benefit relative to the amount of damage that Blue Candle has probably saved us from taking. Now, if we go down to the chest and we find that there are, you know, like 7 HP upgrades down there, I might feel a little bit differently about the situation, but I doubt that is going to happen. We'll see. And I might not even make it through Isaac without Blue Candle. So, you know, it's an interesting thought experiment. I'm interested to see what the arguments are like in the comments. I think there's, you know, well-reasoned cases to be made for all sides on this run. But this is the course of action that I took, and, you know, I'm stuck with it now. Let's try to make it work. That was bad damage, but otherwise I'm relatively pleased with the way that this floor has gone for me so far. And we're going to have some choices to make once we get down to the chest, and I'm not trying to be cocky, but it does look like we will have a reasonably realistic chance of getting to the chest at the very least. Beating the chest is a totally different ballgame at this point when we have 2.5 Spirit Hearts left, but at least we made it to the chest. That's a mark of a pretty good run. And Spider Butt, worthless. Chocolate Milk, I'm not going to take. It's good, but it's just too much work. I think the benefit of Chocolate Milk is outweighed by the cost of constantly managing the charge. I probably shoot a lot less because I have it. And Rage, so, you know, decent chest. Not going to change the world, and probably not going to change the outcome of our run. But who knows, you know, there are many more opportunities for items to actually drop in here. And I may actually be able to pull something out of my ass if we get very lucky. But I can't stress enough that it is going to be luck, and we're going to have to get an awful lot of it and probably play extremely well as well. Now, whether or not this has the possibility of happening is basically up to the RNG over the next couple of rooms. This is an easy room, and again, as much a determiner of our success as items are, another huge determinant is whether or not, or like what kind of what kind of enemies we come across in our rooms. This room, if I get 20 of these rooms, fucking ideal. That gives us a much better chance of success than if we run across a lot of, you know, 3 mini-boss rooms, or, you know, a Death plus War room or something like that. You know, coincidentally, this room is also pretty good, although I oftentimes find myself taking damage just by being sort of overwhelmed. And we're looking for slot machines, we're looking for golden chests. There's our boss fight. Now, I was just about to say that I only took 4 hits, I think, against Isaac. Blue Baby is a little trickier. Could I possibly win only getting hit once? It's a theoretical possibility. I don't think it's out of the question, especially when Blue Candle blocks all the shots, but I do think, or blocks many of the shots, but I do think it's in my best interest here to probably look to get more Spirit Hearts on another room. And I'll probably die before I come back to this Blue Baby fight, which is going to be annoying for some people who would rather I just kind of went for it right now. Well, now there's no option. There's no turning back. I'd rather not die against Super Wrath, who is a relatively easy boss, all things considered. Probably shouldn't have just been ballsy and stood there for that one. Okay, we're still here. And we're almost dead there. The problem is you walk a little bit slower with Blue Candle out as well, so I don't necessarily want to have that out at all times. Getting ready for a good shot. Are you serious here? Okay, so we got another key. That's worthless. Really need to pick up some Spirit Hearts here. Oh, that could have easily killed us right there. Kind of remarkably, I ended up living. Since we have Fly Love, is that why... Oh, that was bad. Is that why those eyes are moving so slowly? That's weird. I don't think I've ever noticed that before. So, obviously, Spirit Hearts from Peep might not be likely, but it is borderline essential at this point. Oh, that's another bad Blue Candle shot. This fight could have been over so much more quickly. He's dead. And he gives us a tarot card. The tarot card is the stars. We'll take it. The stars teleported us directly to the Blue Baby fight. So this will be the end. I tried. You got to give me that. The one saving grace here versus the Isaac fight is that we do have Rage now, so with all the flies that Blue Baby sometimes summons, we will be able to build a nice little damage bonus. But yeah, there was no chance of our survival there. But otherwise, that was a really fun run. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. As always, if you did enjoy it, make sure to click the like button. Helps me out a lot. And of course, leave a comment letting me know what you liked or did not like about the video. And subscribe if you want to see more Daily Isaac. As always, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. And I'll see you tomorrow with yet another one. Thanks for watching.